This Michael Keene said, I watch all your shows but won't be able to call in, but most everybody talks about DJU in this offense in context of this year. DJU is a huge issue with his inability to move his feet and get the ball out quick with slow reads. My problem is this season is cooked. I don't care if right now DJU is the best choice, maybe wins us 3 more games. I'm worried about next year. Season opener to a team like Bama, and we will have a QB start with very little or no experience. Why are we not now looking toward the future? I fear if we leave guys in this year to save something that at this point can't be saved, we will be a similar boat next year with a slow start. We're trying to find a way out, and we can't be around or definitely can't be below 500 next year. Norvell needs to make changes on the field so that his staff, and in his staff, or we're going to fall so far behind in this new era of college football. Okay, so a couple of things there. Let's go one at a time. On DJU, yeah, I agree. I think Mike's goal right now is to win games for this year, and I think the fan base, I agree with you, the fan base doesn't care necessarily about winning games this year. Now, I think in the moment, in the week to week, when we were playing against Cal, like Florida State fans were like, yeah, let's win this game. But in the week to week, they also are like, man, let's just prepare for the future. I will say this. I think it's probably, and maybe this isn't a take that isn't going to be liked, and I've kind of been on the anti, bench DJU guy, and I'll just, I guess, kind of keep wearing that cross. But I don't know that benching DJU this early is necessarily what I would do. I don't know that making the move to Brock this early is what I would do for a couple of reasons. One, I don't know that you want to put Brock or Luke out there behind this offensive line and with this bad of wide receiver play around him. And I don't know. I don't think you would necessarily ruin them, but you certainly could screw up their confidence. You certainly could. They could potentially get injured. And so I don't think there's one thing that's keeping DJ in, right? I think there's probably several. It is trying to win games, because I do think it matters for recruiting. If Florida State was able to get to 6-6 and then maybe win a bowl game and be 7-6, I think that's a big deal as opposed to going 2-10, right? So I will admit that. I think that the perception, the narrative around it would be big for recruiting. We go to 2-10, I can't imagine how many guys we hold on to, or how many guys try and transfer out at the end of the year. So I do think that there needs to be some level of success there. I also think that the idea of putting Brock in and just knowing that, yes, you want to get him reps for next year, but you're losing games close right now. And I think that if you put Brock in, Mike knows you would start to get blown out because the offense would start to get even worse. You wouldn't have these long drives. I think that Mike doesn't want to, and I think there's a benefit to losing close as opposed to losing by 30 in Mike's mind, right? Whether you agree or not, that's fine. I also think that you run the risk of injury to one of your young guys that you have out there next year because they're not as experienced. They're going to take more risks. They're not going to have as much pocket presence. Not that DJ has much, but if DJ gets injured, I don't want to say who cares because certainly don't want anybody to get hurt on any team. But if DJ gets hurt, that's not hurting you in the future. That's not, he's gone after this year. And so I think there are a myriad of reasons. I also think, and this is maybe a little bit of a hot take, and then I'll get James on, but I don't think that the idea, I think sometimes as fans, we almost make up narratives in our head and we say this makes sense logically. So it is the truth. Here's a classic example of one. When Kyle Trask got drafted to the Bucks and Brady was and Brady was there, people were I think he got drafted. Yeah. People say, oh, he's going to get to learn behind Brady. He's going to play behind Brady and that's going to make him such a better quarterback going forward. When you look back at Brady's career though, and you say, when was there ever a guy who sat behind Brady and then went on to be a great quarterback? Now it's definitely happened in football history. You look at Favre to Rodgers, it has certainly happened in football, but that's not really a thing. That's not really a quantifiable thing that sitting behind a quarterback is going to get you, better and more prepared. Trask is obviously terrible. And look, again, the quarterbacks who sat behind Brady, nobody really came out to just be some superstar learning behind the GOAT. And so I think another one is what Florida State's fan base is doing right now. And again, maybe this is a hot take. I don't think good quarterbacks need reps on a bad team to be good the next year, right? And so what am I saying? If Brock or Luke are going to be good, I don't think that playing them for like 8 games of a bad season with bad offensive line play, bad wide receiver play, a bunch of drops. Like we've had like 7 or 8 drops so far this year in 4 games. I don't think that is going to help Brock or Luke end up being great. Why do I think that? Well, if you work in online marketing or web development, you need a web host that you and your clients can depend on. Rapid SEO Host is the top choice for professionals that are serious about results. They have over 15 years of experience. The Rapid SEO Host team delivers lightning fast load times, marketing expertise, and personalized services to help you outpace the competition. As SEO specialists, like again, it's in the name, they know how to boost your Google rankings and get your clients' websites in front of more people. Plus, when you join Rapid SEO Host's affiliate program, you get paid to host your sites with no expiration date. They offer maintenance and marketing packages, giving you access to experts who can take your business to the next level. Make Rapid SEO Host your partner today and sign up now. There's a link in the description. Go check them out. Jameis never got any reps before he got in there, and look how special he was. DeAndre Francois was a really good quarterback, and he never had any reps to help him come out and play really well against Ole Miss. EJ Manuel didn't have a bunch of reps before he got there. Same thing with Chris Winkie and other greats. So if you're Luke Krummenhoek, if you're somebody that is counted on to potentially be a great at Florida State, I don't necessarily know that having 8 games of reps on a bad team is going to help you that much. Now, that might be a hot take. That might be controversial because we all think like, oh, well, you're getting in-game reps and you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're doing the other. I don't really think that matters, right? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a hot take. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially on a bad team. Now, Arch Manning getting reps with Texas's talent when Ewers is down or when Ewers is out, that sure we could certainly talk about that. But I don't think Luke or Brock getting reps for 8 games on a bad. I think you're more likely to develop bad habits because you're getting chased around, you're having to throw on the run, you're not setting your feet, you're scared to death you're going to get blindsided because your offensive line can't block. I think you're more likely to develop bad habits in those reps than you are to develop good ones. Again, maybe that's a hot take. Maybe I'm an idiot. I'm okay if you guys think so, but I don't really see that as big of a benefit, especially this early in the year. If you want to do that late in the year when you're playing the North Carolinas, the Dukes, the Charleston Southerns, the Florida's defense, that I can probably get on board with. But I don't know that putting Brock or Luke out there and sacrificing them to the Wolves against Clemson and Miami is really that smart of a thing. So that's my take on the quarterback situation. I understand why we want Brock. I understand why we want to bench DJ. That's why I think Mike Norvell's not doing it, because I think Mike Norvell, and I'm not saying what percentage, but some combination of those factors is why he's sticking with DJ at this point.